Hi there and welcome to Chalk Session. I am your host, Brian Griffiths. This is the show here at the Duck Pin where we analyze and review and critique political campaign ads. So join us on this week's show. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let's take a look at this week's ad. On this episode of Chalk Session, we're going to be talking about an ad up in Baltimore County. Darren Badillo for Baltimore County Executive, a Republican candidate for county executive up there in Baltimore County. So let's go ahead and take a look at this week's ad. Darren Badillo for Baltimore County Executive.
You know, I get asked, Darren, what motivated you to run for county executive? And to be honest, I felt and I feel we need better representation, better leadership, and
I have no idea what we're doing here.
Now, as I look at all the violence that's going on in our streets, we broke the most homicides last year in 2021.
We broke the most homicides does not make a whole lot of sense.
And the same administration broke the same record in 2019. We see all the violence that's going on in our schools, and it's evident that we don't have leadership and we need a new direction. We need to be proactive in finding solutions rather than being reactive to problems. Choose Darren Badillo, join my team, and let's go in a new direction.
Yeah, folks, that's it. That's the ad. Nothing more, nothing less. So, there you go. We'll review it a little more after the break. Why don't we go ahead and evaluate this ad here from Darren Badillo's campaign for Baltimore County Executive. I think the big positive of this ad is that it has a very unique visual, a very unique camera approach. You don't often see commercials that kind of do the 360 loop around somebody. It's very unusual to see that just because it's not. Usually you want to stick with the candidate. If the candidate is speaking, then you want to stick on their face. You want people to see what they are saying, what they are talking about. Of course, you don't have that in this ad, so you got a little bit more freedom to maneuver when it comes to that. But it's very unique. It's a very interesting visual, and I think it's definitely something that's a unique thing to try out. I don't know if they used somebody with a drone. I don't know if they used somebody using a Steadicam. I don't know if it's somebody who used to use an iPhone, but it's very clear that whoever did it had a steady hand, and good for them. Good for them. However, there's some other things I was not a big fan of. The fact that it was all one take, in this instance, I don't think worked for the ad. And I've liked commercials in all one take before. I just don't think it really presents well with the way it was presented. Having it all in one take like that is detrimental, to when you have that 360 shot. There's nothing that differentiates it from the start to the finish. The fact that it was all words on the screen made it even worse because all you're doing now is just, you're just reading, having to read what's on the screen, which I don't know what the purpose of that was when in a world where, closed captioning's pretty automatic. I don't understand the point of this ad. I really don't. It's, the language is a little messed up. Some of the grammar's not there, whatever. But I don't get the point. It doesn't motivate me to do anything. It doesn't motivate me to support Darren Badillo. It's just an ad. It's there. It's not offensive. It's not one that's producing me to do anything either. It's almost like, a traditional ad to do an ad, not one that's going to accomplish what the person who wrote it, the person who produced it, set out to accomplish. Again, we talked about in the video with Kelly Schultz a few videos back about the importance of using professionals, using people who know what they're doing. And I'm not suggesting that Badillo has the resources to do that. I'm sure that he is running an underfunded, undermanned campaign, as many folks who run countywide in Baltimore County find out the hard way that they're going to wind up running. But, they didn't screw up too badly, but they didn't knock it out of the park either. For what it's worth, it is what it is. It's not offensive. It's not great. I will give it a nice, solid gentleman's C. That's all the time we have on this episode of Chalk Session. Again, be sure to follow us on social media
And if you have an ad that you want us to analyze in one of these Chalk Session videos, please feel free to email us at theduckpin@gmail.com. For all of us here at the Duck Pin, thanks, and we'll see you next time.